So I wanted to show you guys really quickly. Page speed I've talked about is important. It's not just important from a technical SEO perspective; it's also critical from a user experience standpoint. Because if people are not able to access your website and it takes them a long time for pages to load, people get impatient. They decide to go to another site. And I think Amazon did a study where they realized for every second it took for their site to load, it cost them either $1 million or $1 billion, something like that. It's crazy. I mean, it really does make a difference, and those types of numbers obviously for them is critical. But even for a small business owner, it can be just as important to have a site that's well optimized that loads up pretty quickly. And I don't want to go into the specific things that's required for you to improve your page speed. We'll talk about that in a more advanced section, but at least so you're aware of what's required. Some of the things that can impact page speed includes, CSS files, includes primary impact, to be honest with you, is actually your images and how large of files your images are. And there are certain plugins that we'll talk about in the advanced section on how to, reduce the file size so that can help improve your page speed. But at least if you just want to know what your page speed is and you don't know this URL, just go to Google Page Speed Insights. Go to Page Speed Insights. Come here, type in your URL. Just typing in this one here, QCommerce. And what's really neat about this is that it will tell you what issues you're currently having. So actually a 79 really isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good, to be honest with you. So they talk about reducing your server response time. That can be an issue, eliminating render blocking JavaScript. So this is around minifying your JavaScript and CSS files so that it's a lot easier for the bots to access them all. Optimizing images, that's always a big one, leveraging your browser caching so that when people go to your site on a regular basis, they don't have to go to a new page per se. It's like the same page and it's just kind of in their history. Again, minifying JavaScript and all those different things. So, again, this is an area that is important. It's important to user experience. This is how you see what your page speed insights are. And in the advanced section of this course, we talk a little bit more about certain WordPress plugins that can make your lives a whole lot easier. So you're not worrying about, well, how do I do all these different things? We talk a little bit more about that in that section. So at least this gives you an insight as to where you stand. So as long as you're over, in my judgment, if you're over a 60, I think that's okay, personally. If you're 50 to 60, then, you need to have some things that you got to deal with. So that's pretty much it as far as page speed insights. Very important to user experience, also very important to technical SEO.